What's up, everybody? You're listening to Roundtable Wrestling Radio for March 21st, 2017. I'm Joe924, and with me from Paige, Michigan.
Fun trivia. Bam Bam Bigelow's only title in WWF was Best Head in '87. It's Sean Lathrop.
With us as well from Chicago, Illinois.
Laura Phoenix.
And from the Bronx of New York City, where people kill people with ambulances.
Innocent, a.k.a. Big O Woods.
So it's March 21st. We are 2 weeks away from WrestleMania, and still don't have the fever yet. Still don't have my cowbell. Still don't
You're not
have
gonna have it. Oh, you don't got the big Bartholomew on cowbell? You don't have that?
So wait. So you telling me that Goldberg and Lesnar going face to face this Monday is not going to make you get a boner?
You're telling me Shane McMahon totally missing that elbow?
Yeah.
Was like, that didn't get you hype?
Wait a minute. So you telling me that Randy Orton being held down by faceless men in the back locker room is not getting you hyped up for this?
I'll tell you one thing that got me hyped. The Usos winning the belts today. Thank you.
Wait, you telling
an excellent match.
You telling me that the match that Bayley had last night, where audience members wrote in and said that they started a chant saying this is boring, and they cut it out on Raw, is not hyping you up for Raw for WrestleMania?
They were cutting a lot.
What about the brawl in the audience got more of a pop than the wrestling yesterday?
Wait a minute. So you telling me that the bottom rows of last night's show in Brooklyn were fighting with the top rows for who has the best rows in the middle of the Triple H promo, and that's not getting you hyped for WrestleMania? I mean, things are fucking bad. You know what's funny is that I thought it was just me, but if you look at the ratings yesterday, apparently not just me. Not just me. That's all I'm saying. And by the way, there was no NBA playoffs, regular game on NBA, but no, nothing major. There was no Super Bowl.
I don't think there was no NCAA tournament going on yesterday.
There was no Academy Awards. What else do we use as excuses for low ratings?
Presidential debates, anything that's popular.
Donald Trump making fun of the handicapped. Let's see. No, that's what he did last week. I'm sorry. Donald Trump getting us into a couple of wars. No, that's what he did 2 weeks ago. No, but in all seriousness, we're 2 weeks away from WrestleMania, and last night's Raw. I just want to say this really quickly because we do have a lot of cool stuff to get into. A lot of people always talk about the go-home show for pay-per-views, especially, obviously, WrestleMania. But when I was growing up, and in the Attitude Era specifically, because that's when we became aware of everything, the Raw that really counted, believe it or not, you can check this on the network. The Raw that really counted was the Raw that happened last night, the 2-week Raw, 2 week out of WrestleMania. Those Raws were always the Raws where something major happened, where people collided and all that kind of stuff. And last night, I would not have known that there would be a WrestleMania for 2 weeks from now based on what happened on Raw. Like, to me, it felt like a regular Raw. I guess you could say some people might have thought Triple H being in the middle of the ring with Michael Cole was cool, or Roman spearing Undertaker and him sitting up was cool, but I didn't think anything was, let me know, like, wow, WrestleMania is just in 2 weeks. And I don't even think WWE feels WrestleMania this year.
I mean, I'm more confused than anything. Triple H says it'd be an unsanctioned match, but next week we have a contract signing for an unsanctioned match.
Well, no, he has to sign the papers that allow Triple H to beat his ass is basically what.
I think it would have been a lot better. Like somebody has stated that Seth Rollins made that challenge instead of Triple H.
Yeah.
Him being dying to get to Triple H, and that's the only way he could have thought of. Not Triple H with a long-winded promo.
He spent 15 minutes talking about how Seth can't fight at WrestleMania, and then at the very end, he's like, "Wait a minute, I got an idea." And it's like, what?
I know, right?
It's like,
that should have been that would have been perfect for Seth Rollins to come out and make that suggestion, not you. After you just told us for 15 minutes that he can't do it, like, come on.
It's stupid, man. It's really, really stupid. It made no sense. I mean, his promo was all about how Seth can't fight, how Seth is not allowed to fight, and then at the end says, "Okay, well, we're gonna fight." Like I just don't get it. I don't get what's going on. The bottom line is Triple H would have been. I would have been more entertained if Triple H would have came out there and said, "Look, it's WrestleMania season, and I need to have a match." That would have entertained me because that would have been the truth. Because let's be real, that's basically what it is. Triple H needs a match because he's Triple H and he has to get his fat nose into WrestleMania. So that's what we're going to see at WrestleMania, basically.
He's long and fat nose, not just fat.
I'm not excited. By the way,
you got the double whammy.
I don't know what's also sadder. The Triple H. Seth can't fight, but at the very end, we're gonna fight, or the fact that every time Triple H said, Seth, you have these people cheering for you, and the fact that they weren't cheering for him. I don't know if you noticed that, but the crowd wasn't really going that crazy for Seth Rollins. In the way that
it wasn't going crazy for a lot of people, actually.
Right, but I'm saying what I'm saying is that Triple H is specifically saying at the moment, wow, this crowd really loves you and all that, but they're not really doing that at the moment that he's saying it, so it looks really bad. As a matter of fact, what they're doing at that moment is chanting for CM Punk. Because the fans is already getting hip to what WWE is doing. Oh, you want to bait us to cheer this guy, but we're not going to cheer him now because we really don't like him like that. I mean, it's getting older. Right?
They were basically trying to hijack the show last night. That's what the fans were all about. They were trying to hijack the show from the very fucking get-go.
Well, if that's the case, they did a piss poor job of doing that.
Yeah, they did, because there was nothing. Nothing.
Yeah,
like I don't even think I even heard any Paige chants. The chants that I really thought was in
there. There's reasons behind that, because before the show even hit the air, they were just chanting all kinds of stuff, and I think at that point in time they realized what the hell was going on. The decision was made in the back to just mute that crowd.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up, Laura, because I actually have right in front of me all of the things that were muted. Basically, last night was in Brooklyn. In case people are not aware that listen to the show that might not be in New York. That might not be in the New York area. The crowds over here can be rowdy, and even more so when they are not pleased. And that crowd was not pleased last night. Now, look, sometimes, I'm with the crowd. I like the fact that they voice their opinion, but there's also times where the crowd walks into an arena not liking the show from the get-go. And that's where I'm like, that's a little stupid, because it's like, you don't even know yet if the show's going to suck or not. Now, granted, they were right, but to me, that crowd walked in there wanting to hate everything about the show. They paid money to be like, I want to shit on this no matter what. And that's basically what happened. Now, obviously, the big thing last night was Paige. There was a massive Paige chant throughout the entire show. And you're probably wondering, well, how come I didn't hear it?
I did not hate him at all.
Exactly, because they were muted.
I actually, you know what's crazy? I won't be here saying, wow, Brooklyn is behaving themselves, man. I'm very proud of them. But but then you telling me they deleted these chants from muted?
Exactly, that's a good word, actually. They Matt Hardy'd all these chants. But Laura was right. They basically deleted the Paige chants, which again was throughout the entire night. And by the way, it was said to be the most overwhelming chant. The second overwhelming chant, which you could hear a little bit last night, was of course CM Punk. People started to chant the word fuck last night. The sections... Get this. Everybody in the arena wanted to start doing the wave, and there was a certain section that didn't participate, so everybody started chanting fuck you, section 220, which was the section that did not want to do the wave. That's how pissed off people were last night. And by the way, the wave thing was during the Roman Reigns match. But there was there was a whole section that didn't want to do the wave or wasn't aware or whatever, and everybody started chanting fuck you, 220. Then there was a chant when Brock Lesnar came out. This was after Raw went off the air. Lesnar came out, F5 the Big Show, to get people to go home happy. Did not work because everybody started chanting delete, delete, delete. The top row started saying that they were better than the bottom row, and vice versa. So all of this was going on the entire night last night. And if you're wondering, again,
and you know, they physically was fighting in the audience,
yes,
right? Like, these people are crazy because what you're explaining right now could have caused a huge like riot or something, or some sort of a rumble.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
It was like it was a war within the Barclays Center.
Yeah, like I said, they were pissed off last night, and I think they were pissed off walking in there, you know. And it could be, it could be that the people are pissed at the direction of the WWE, and if that's the case, I'm totally with them on that, you know. But again, so if you're wondering why you didn't hear Paige or the "fuck you" chants or whatever, WWE has lowered the microphones for the audience, basically, is what they did, and that's why you didn't hear it. But everybody that was there will tell you that that's what was going on last night. Again, this is New York. You can't really do anything to stop people from doing certain chants and stuff. And
those chants is going to be going on for a long time. Those Paige chants. I don't even think it's just New York. I think this is going to happen. And I won't even be surprised that WrestleMania is going to be even worse.
But you know what? At WrestleMania, it's an open arena. This is the same arena.
You're not going to get much.
Yeah.
As far as loud and stuff, because everything's going to either go in or go up. And
this is the same arena that was at WrestleMania 24. Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels. So they could control that also. It's open air. You know, you're not going to get the best chance if they don't want you to get the best chance.
Yeah, but you got about 70,000, 80,000 people. You will be able to hear it.
Yeah, if they join, in unison, they have to really, you got to get people to start chanting Paige or whatever it is that they want to chant early, But I will say that in Brooklyn, it's going to be more predominant than it is anywhere else. You'll get Paige chants for a little bit, but Brooklyn or Detroit or Chicago. That's where you're going to get those real chants, and it's going to go on for a long period of time. But people are not happy with the direction, man. People don't want to see Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. People don't want to see Brock Lesnar and Goldberg possibly have a 30-second match.
It's not just the possibility of Roman and Undertaker. News has been breaking out about the plans for WrestleMania 34, what they want to do for the main event already.
I told you that last week, that the plans, I cannot believe that this is actually a serious fucking thing. Like, I said it last week because it was a rumor, and now it seems like it's true that they want Roman Reigns to beat, they want Brock Lesnar to beat Goldberg, which we all knew that was going to be the case. But what we didn't know is that they want Lesnar to hold the title for an entire year and fight Roman Reigns the following year, and Roman will be the one to take him down. We talked about that last week, and
I can't see him doing it. I can see him doing it, but I wish they wouldn't.
It's Byron said it a couple of weeks ago. The fact that this has been one of the most predictable WrestleMania season things is bad. It's not in a good way. Everything that we read a couple of months ago turned out to be true in terms of the matches, and now this Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar matchup for next year is just I think it's horrible, obviously, because that means Roman Reigns will have another major match 4 years in a row, and people are just gonna get angrier and angrier, or like I said, obviously they're not going to do what I want, which is, either get up or leave the arena, or get up and turn around or whatever, do something really drastic. But the ratings will continue to plummet. I don't know, we got to check, obviously, but to have a Raw have a really low rating like last night, 2 weeks out of WrestleMania, that's not a good sign, because WWE is normally, this is where they are the kings. This is their territory. This is their season. Whether basketball is on or whatever is on, when it comes to WrestleMania season, people watch Raw because of WrestleMania season, and that's not the case this year. People are leaving. And if the Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar is where they're going, people are not going to be happy about it. That's all I got to say about that. It's last night's Raw was really bad. That's all. Aside from Jericho, which is the one bright spot, Jericho and Kevin Owens, I thought Jericho's promo was awesome, showing Kevin Owens as a teenager being a Jerichoholic. I like their entire storyline. That's the one storyline, the one match where I'm like, yeah, that fits WrestleMania. That seems like a WrestleMania thing. They have a storyline, and they did a really good job with those two guys last night. Other than that, I just am not feeling this, man. Now, if you look at the card of WrestleMania, the tag team championship match has a triple threat match, I think. The women's title match for Raw is a fatal four-way, I believe. The SmackDown women's match is Alexa Bliss versus the roster. Every match, aside from Triple H Seth, which we don't even know if it's a match or not, Roman and Undertaker is either a mixed tag or a triple threat, fatal four-way, everybody in the ring at the same time.
It's like an indie show where they're trying to fit everybody into the card. And I understand, you don't want people to miss out on the biggest show of the year, but it used to be where WrestleMania featured the creme de la creme, and there were some that had to sit by the wayside and not.
Exactly. This is WrestleMania. To me, this is like the NBA Finals. Everybody is not going to be in the NBA Finals. Only the best of the best. And to me, WrestleMania should not be, let's try to get you in there. I get from the standpoint of a wrestler getting a nice paycheck. From that standpoint, yes. But I think that they are... they're sacrificing the quality of the show for cramming all of this stuff in. First of all, they got, I think, either 12 or more matches. So 12 or more matches with all of these triple threats and fatal four-ways and all this stuff. That's a lot of stuff to watch in 5 hours, because if Fastlane went over 11 p.m., WrestleMania is going to go over to like over 12 o'clock. So that's going to be like 5 hours, not even including the 2-hour pre-show. Okay, so let's say you're a wrestling fan, a real diehard wrestling fan, you do watch the pre-show. You watch the pre-show for 2 hours, you watch WrestleMania, which is supposed to be 4, but it's not, it'll be longer. That's a fucking lot of hours of watching wrestling, and you're cramming all these people in. I'm sorry, but I think they're sacrificing quality for quantity at this year's WrestleMania. It seems like a very poorly booked WrestleMania this year. Like they had no clue or no time to prepare, even though they've had months to prepare this bullshit. But
just to bring this up, because you're mentioning about the singles matches, and I know a lot of people have been complaining about the multi-man matches. There are 12 matches on the card in total. Wow. Counting these up real quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them are singles matches, to be honest. So I don't know necessarily it's a situation they have a lot of multi-man matches. They just have way too many matches, really.
I don't think they have way too many matches. I think WrestleMania is the pay-per-view where you should have a lot of matches. WrestleMania 3 had 12 matches. But
don't have it so long though, keep it short and sweet.
But if you think about WrestleMania 3, you only remember 2 matches. Even though I still include Hart Foundation and Bulldogs, because that was actually a very underrated match at that pay-per-view.
I think that was the best match of the night, to be honest with you. Well, that Steamboat and Savage, I think that was the match. In my opinion, I enjoyed that match a lot.
My point is that WrestleMania had 12 matches, so there's nothing wrong with having a lot of matches at WrestleMania. You should have a lot of matches at WrestleMania, but what I'm saying is have a lot of quality matches. Have matches with substance. Yes, Bray Wyatt and Orton, as much as I'm not in love with the storyline, at least they have a story. At least they have substance to that match. It's not just that they, that they're wrestling all of a sudden. They actually have a story. So I can get behind that to some degree. I can get behind obviously Jericho and Owens to some degree. Triple H and Rollins if they have a match. But it's
that's gonna be the unsanctioned, no disqualification, and it goes all over the hell.
You know what's messed up? Let's just say there's some matches that drag. I don't know if y'all get the same feeling, but like when they have a huge stadium event that's outside, it feels more boring than when it's like
Absolutely.
Inside, like the crowd seems more deader. It's just like, remember WrestleMania 9? Do you remember how dead the crowd was at one time? That it just felt so boring. I don't want. I'm just hoping that something like that doesn't happen.
I disagree about WrestleMania 9, but
no, I liked WrestleMania 9, but like there were certain parts, like sometimes it just felt the energy was just blah.
No, but I definitely agree with you. When it's outside, that's true. The crowd does. If we complain a lot on the show about crowds every week on Raw or SmackDown. Multiply that by 10 when it's outside. When a crowd doesn't give you reactions or they're sitting on their hands, it really
it's almost like you're watching baseball. You're listening to baseball. That's exactly how it sounds like.
Yeah, it does. Dead. It's very bad. My problem is that a lot of these matches that do have multi-man or multi-woman, that's where I think the problem is going to be, because those are draining matches. If those matches, like said, don't do well, they can drain the energy right out of the arena.
Even NXT guy is agreeing that not even just the fact that there is multi-man matches and so many, he's even agreeing that it's going to be extremely drained crowd. And you were mentioning WrestleMania 3 about they had 12 matches. Only 2 of those matches lasted more than 10 minutes. The rest of them were about 4 or 5 minute matches.
And those matches were good matches.
I guarantee you WWE is not going to give Triple H and Rollins a 4 or 5 minute match.
Right, no. And not only that, but if you look at WrestleMania 12, whether the matches were quick or not, and they did have 12 matches, at the end of the night when Hogan slammed Andre, every one of those 93,000 were on their feet. So that crowd was into the show from the first match to the last match. And that's the difference of old school wrestling to new school wrestling. Crowds don't do that today. If a crowd is dead in the beginning, they're going to be dead throughout the entire show. They might pop if you bring out like somebody from the past or something like that. But other than that, if you can't grab that crowd, and sometimes it's also the crowd can be good in the beginning and then, fizzle out. But again,
see, WrestleMania 3 did a good job though, because the first match was, the Can-Am connection against, Morocco and Orton, and they set the pace lovely especially for a match for 85, so they did a good job.
Not only that, but you had
88. Sorry.
You had interesting things throughout the entire card. You had King Kong Bundy, dropping the elbow on the midgets. You had the full Nelson challenge between Billy Jack Haynes and Hercules. Yep. There was interesting storylines throughout the entire pay-per-view. There was something of interest.
Honky Tonk and fucking Jake.
Yes.
That was another good storyline.
Alice Cooper came out. There was something interesting. I don't feel that people are going to look at this card and be there at Orlando and think the same thing. I don't. I think they're going to...
I agree with you.
If one match is bad, it's going to kill it for the rest of the matches.
Yeah. And I have a feeling that I'm gonna watch WrestleMania and the ending. I'm just gonna feel incomplete.
Yeah.
Just like I did with Royal Rumble. Even though Royal Rumble match wasn't bad, it was just lack of surprises. I just feel like I'm gonna have the same thing that's gonna happen with WrestleMania when it's done.
I'm not gonna have the same thing because I don't think it's gonna be that good. So
no, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna feel incomplete. I'm gonna be like, damn. Okay, what else? I'm just hoping that we have a lot of surprises. That's all. That's the only thing that will save this WrestleMania for me, anyway.
Yeah. Me too.
I mean, with the multi-women match, they're still keeping it open, and word is Naomi's coming back, and rumor about Asuka being in that match as well.
Yeah, but Naomi's not going to get me to be like, "Oh shit,"
Yeah. Especially with her deflating ass, man. Like,
I don't even think the fact that she's from Orlando. I don't think the crowd's going to go that ape shit. To be honest, I really
don't even think the crowd even knew until they started mentioning it like 100 times.
I don't think exactly.
Well, she's one of us. You know what? Now we got to cheer her now.
But also, you know what I was thinking about?
Let me tell you something. Let me make this quick point. If a crowd is really invested in you and they're your hometown, they're going to find out themselves.
Yes.
They know themselves. You got to tell them it's because they're really not into that person.
Over and over and over again. Over and over. That's all we heard when she was there. She's from Orlando, folks. It's like, we get it. We get it. She's from Orlando. You know who else is maybe not from Orlando, but they consider him from Orlando? This is what I was thinking about today, and I forgot to mention. No, I forgot to mention this last week. The phenomenal AJ Styles. He's not from Orlando, but he's from Orlando. And I don't think that he's going to get booed. I think, if anything, Shane's going to get booed, and we saw a little bit of that tonight.
He's definitely going to get booed. Oh yeah.
You know, like I totally forgot that this is taking place in Orlando. This is like AJ Styles' house. You know, like we said this about the Royal Rumble 2 years ago. I think AJ's going to be cheered. So I don't know. I know they're trying their damnedest to make this guy a bad guy, but he's going to get cheered at the Citrus Bowl. There's no question in my mind.
I will say this: I'm actually looking forward to the cruiserweight match.
Yes.
That's the match I'm looking forward to the most.
Which is so funny. Which is so funny because I'm sitting here. I'm actually got 205 going on in my background right now, watching Austin Aries come out. He hands a kid a banana peel.
You know what's crazy? So when I was watching the Austin,
I hope that kid slips on it. By the way,
when I was watching the Austin Aries match, I had like a little rant to talk about. Like, okay, the crowd, I guess, is really not into him as much. But I'm guessing you answered my question. They were muting the crowd because I really did feel like that the crowd wasn't really into him like that last night. Not like, there was 2 or 3 weeks ago when he finally turned on Neville.
And even like last week on 205 Live, there was the 5-man match that I hope they don't really think anything negative, because that was a great match with it was a elimination with Perkins, Tozawa, Kendrick, Nice, and Aries. It was perhaps the best match 205's had so far. But because the crowd was walking out because they just went through all of SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think that that's so upside down, the way that they had that structured.
Yeah.
But I agree with you guys, by the way. I think this match is hopefully, if given time, because my fear is that they have so many matches that if they have to cut something, they're going to go straight to the cruiserweights. That's going to be the first thing that they're going to be like, okay, well, let's cut the cruiserweight match, because I think with time, that could be the match of the night easily. Again, we're talking about Adrian Neville and Austin Aries. There's no realistic reason that they should not have the best match of the night.
I think they should be the first match, to be honest with you, to set the tone. And hopefully we don't got no dickhead in the background talking about, we don't want you to be cruiserweights, all right? Don't be doing them flipping shit like they were doing a couple months ago. But I think that should be the first match.
That's
especially
my fear,
if they're going to go all out for it.
But don't you fear, like, if they're not the opening match, that if they have to cut something, that's the first thing that they'll cut? Because they know that the cruiserweights are very expendable. So they're going to be like, all right, well, let's just cut the cruiserweights. Instead of 15 minutes, they got 5 minutes or 7 minutes. Austin Aries and Neville need a little bit of time to tell a story, because I think, again, with time, they can tear it down, man. And it'll add to Austin Aries' already impressive package.
His impressive package. Yeah, speaking of impressive, I'm playing.
Yeah, speaking of, which is the top story of the week, I guess. Here's the funny thing. I'm not going to say anything because guess what? I don't know it.
Hold on. You didn't know none of this?
You got to remember, Joey doesn't go on Facebook for an entire fucking week, and then he comes on Monday and he goes,
Facebook,
what the fuck did I miss?
You know why?
My Android phone tells me these stories for some reason. Right. Like I go to the site and it tells me my top stories. I
have a phone, but I don't have. It's not an Android phone. It's just for calling and texting. And for the same reason, what's funny is that I think it was either Dave Chappelle or some comedian was saying the exact same. Oh, Louis C.K. was saying that he actually does what I do, which is he'll go on the internet on Monday and then he'll not go on for 2 weeks or something like that. Obviously, I have to come on here for the show, but I literally do not go on the internet for an entire week because I don't. Like he said, I want to. It's cool to find things out. If you go on the internet every single day, you're seeing everything every single day, and it's not all that basically. So I get
told me that I should have linked you all that because I had a feeling you was gonna come over here clueless.
I was. I mean, I knew that there was something going on with Paige about video leaks. I knew that, but I didn't know the extent of it and all that kind of stuff and all that. But so, Sean, what happened with Paige? And
I'll let Innocent know because I've been avoiding the story as much as I can.
Oh, come on with this avoiding and acting like you didn't see this. Come on, bro.
The only stuff I've seen is the stuff you post in the group page. I have not seen anything else.
That's
other than news stories that was just text as well.
You have the video?
Yeah, there's the video. I posted a video all in the group page, but they fucking suspended me from Facebook.
And that's what you get for posting that kind of shit on Facebook.
They suspended me. Yo, bro, it's crazy. All right, let me explain. What? So supposedly somebody had hacked. I don't know if it was Paige's cloud or phone.
The big rumor going on with that part is essentially Brad Maddox may have done it because after all the leaks happened, he completely deleted his Twitter. That's the immediate suspect, essentially. Then all the other stuff has happened.
I thought the same thing.
Wait. He was going out with Paige?
A couple years ago.
Yes. Okay, so there's videos. First of all, let's go to the pictures first. The first thing that got leaked out was her, giving head. These are like snapshots of videos. So they got her giving head. She's there playing with herself with a dildo, whatever. Okay, fine. Typical woman shit. It's nothing. Then there's a video that gets leaked out of her giving Brad Maddox fellatio.
Wow.
Then there's another video of Brad Maddox hitting it from behind. But the video, the two things that stuck out to everybody's head the most was there's a video of her jumping on Xavier Woods' penis and riding it while Brad Maddox is so close to the action that he's filming. He's literally filming motherfucking Xavier Woods' cock going inside Paige's vagina.
It's
whatever.
like they're showing a porno.
Wow.
First of all, Brad Maddox is butt naked. Xavier Woods is getting rode, and obviously nobody's mentioning it, but obviously she was having a threesome with both of them because they're making it seem like she was just having sex with Xavier Woods, but they're not going to acknowledge the fact that Brad Maddox is naked filming it.
Wait. So Xavier Woods was naked with Brad Maddox?
Yes. And Brad Maddox is so close to the action that his head would have went in. It would have touched fucking Xavier Woods' penis.
I gotta see this.
Listen. He was a little too into what was going on, a little too close, and he was focused. It wasn't like he was smiling, talking. He was like concentrating on what he was filming. It was really disturbing. Then the other picture, Xavier Woods, bro. So then everybody's saying, "Oh, well, Paige shouldn't get fired." She was a victim of hack or whatever. But then there's a picture that gets leaked out of her getting cum on her face with the NXT Women's Championship next to her with cum on the championship.
Wow.
So basically, he was unloading on her face while the championship was right under her chin, and basically it must have like dripped from her face into the championship. That's where all hell broke loose on the internet.
So WWE's mad or something?
WWE hasn't really talked about it. From what I heard, they're trying to let it blow by.
They tongue in cheek Xavier Woods' appearance last night on Raw.
Wow!
They went to New Day, and you saw Kofi and Big E just staring at Kofi or at Xavier. Xavier's just standing there.
Wow!
Like, bruh.
Half a smile.
No. The look on their faces was like, bruh.
No. But then they came out and said, "You got something to tell us, Xavier?" And he goes, "Yes. WrestleMania is just 2 weeks away." He just swerved over the whole crowd.
Wow.
Then Xavier Woods posts a response about it because, basically people were judging Xavier Woods' package for a black guy. Let's just say that. So Xavier Woods goes on Twitter. Hold on.
This was on Twitter. This was Australia that he made this comment.
So he made the comment and said it was a chilly night that night, and he put a sad face. But they deleted the tweet really fast. Then on top of that, he's in the Video Game Awards, right? Co-hosting. So he's, this is basically after it got leaked out. And he's telling the audience, this is video game people here, mind you. So he's telling the audience, brace yourself, kiss your mama on the cheek, do this, do that, and delete your Twitter. And then the whole crowd just got exactly what he said. They started laughing.
I thought that reference was the Brad Maddox deleting his Twitter account, but...
I think that's what that
they didn't
was.
Want to see him and his penis.
Maddox is gone off all social media.
His YouTube channel's gone. His Instagram's gone. His Twitter's gone. His Facebook's gone.
I just for the record though, this is what I was figuring because I thought Paige.
Also, hold on. This is one main thing. This had to be about 4 years ago because she was the NXT Women's Champion. Right, so we're guessing they were all in NXT at the time. And my thoughts about it, I just feel Paige was just young and dumb. She had to be about 19 years old at the time. Horny, you doing what girls do. You know, I can't judge her. You know what I mean? At the time, she was probably single. She was probably messing with Brad Maddox, and Brad Maddox said, "Hey, you know, I have a friend, Xavier. You know, let's all get down." And they did it. The point was, she saved it. If she got hacked in 2017, this happened in 2012 and 2013. She saved it somewhere because they were able to get it. And my thing is, in my hood, usually women, they don't want nothing to do with that. You better delete your video. They want to stand clear of all that. It's usually the guys that hold on to shit. So Paige is more of a freak than we thought.
So, but there's
more to it to boot. On top of it, you have Paige's mom, Sarita Knight, and her father all hitting social media saying, you know, if your guys are out there sharing it, you better be careful because we don't know how old Paige was in these videos. She could have been underage for all we know, which is bullshit because we all know Paige, if she was the NXT champ, she was like 19, 20 years old. And then her father comes out going, well, I'm concerned about her mental well-being.
Yeah, supposedly that they're trying to say that she's suicidal now, which I totally don't believe. But you know what? I give props to the parents. You know, I do give props to the parents. They're sticking by her, you know, her side. You know, they're trying their best to get the shame off of Paige, but you know, basically she got to be accountable of it. You know, like she did it. Just come out and say, hey, I was young and dumb and move on.
I mean, that's kind of what she said on Twitter. She put up a message of saying this information, these photos and whatnot were released without her approval. And then she posted it. Honestly, I'm now following this guy. I think he's called Bones and Harmony or something like that. I'm Only Human. Fantastic song. So
obviously either Brad Maddox or Woods released this, right?
I doubt it was Woods.
But my thing is, who's recording it? Like, obviously somebody's recording it because it's not like it's. You see the video. You see Brad Maddox filming Xavier Woods getting rolled. Right. But who's the one filming them? Or is that a hidden camera? Or is that a camera that they just placed somewhere? Yeah, you know what I mean?
And the thing is, too, is what has me thinking that it's not Brad Maddox is that it wasn't just Paige that got their stuff released.
That's true.
There's so many others out there. Maria's a victim. Summer Rae is a victim. There was
Caitlin,
one other, I forget who.
And Melina, plus Amanda Seyfried and Emma Watson. There's a few other actresses out there that got hit by this.
And there's one more thing I wanted to say. A lot of people are speculating that Paige must have got hacked probably over a year ago because remember the picture that got leaked of her showing her breasts in the bathroom? Yeah. A lot of people think that was just a sample of what was going to happen. Like basically whoever had this already for like a year and a half, and was just waiting for the right time to leak it out. And what happens? She's about to come out with a movie and bam, gets it leaked out. It can't be a coincidence.
Not only that, but I was going to say that, you know, she was already in deep water with WWE. This is probably going to be the nail. Even though
oddly enough, the one thing we find out is I can't remember the name of the Rock's company, but because they're the ones filming it and whatnot, they did want to fire Paige, I assume over the title belt, not necessarily over the sex tape.
Right.
But The Rock is defending Paige and made sure she wouldn't get fired.
Yeah, but but once again, my thing is, I think WWE wanted to fire her even before all of this, and they will eventually fire her. They're not going to probably do it right now. Again, we've talked about this in the past. This is going to be a late firing. Basically, it's going to seem like everything is okay, and then the clear blue sky.
Well, I remember Sean saying that she shouldn't get fired, but now that the belt is involved. And that's their property. You got semen on it. I mean, let's be honest here.
But here's the thing, though.
People was pointing out, and it's the truth. How many of those NXT Women's Champions was kissing the belt? You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
putting their mouth on it.
Time. First of all, if you believe that the WWE actually allows their champions to take the belt place to place, you're out of your fucking mind. They collect that shit. Every fucking show, they get a replica to have.
No. They get the original belt too. Yes, they do. No, they made a big deal about women doing it.
No, I'm
sorry, Alundra Blaze.
Yeah, no, but in all seriousness, not only that, but there's been several incidences where the belts have almost been stolen or whatever, and the wrestler panics. It's because they do take the belts from. They're responsible. It depends on the champion also, but in defense of Paige for a second, as far as that's concerned. As far as other women holding the belt after, or kissing it or whatever. Look, should she get fired? I mean, is there something in the contract that states that you can't you can't come on the belt?
Come on, bro.
I want to see that part of the contract. You cannot come on the belt and then video it or whatever.
But that's their property, and you just disgrace the belt. Imagine that would have been like the vintage women's title. You know what I'm saying? Thank God it was the NXT title, not the fucking women's championship or something like that. But still, at the end of the day,
people don't respect titles like that anymore.
Not to mention, if you really think about it, how many times do you think Ric Flair was walking around wearing nothing but his world title back in the day?
Yeah, I'm sure there's all kinds of...
That's true. Shawn Michaels was naked with the belt on.
That's
his meat was touching the fucking leather all over, and they didn't give a fuck.
Okay. I'm sure there's all kinds of
Brian constantly cleaning that shit, man.
How much juices there must be on that world title belt? Give me a break.
According to Brian Hunt, he's listening live to us on Facebook. If you guys are listening to download, you can always follow us on Facebook at Roundtable Wrestling Radio and listen to it some more live. He said that everyone gets 2 title belts, essentially one that's supposed to be a replica for them to keep at home, and one that they need to take to the shows. So they do get 2 belts.
They do get 2 belts. That's what I was gonna say. They get whenever you see an interview with the wrestler and they have the title belts in the background.
This was according to Jericho on his. This isn't just Brian saying it. This was according to Jericho on his podcast.
But I don't know if y'all noticed, but this is like there's gonna be more. Like the guy is saying that he's gonna leak out the entire threesome with Xavier Woods, because that was just a little piece of it, and he got more videos. And I'm just praying and hoping that in that video we don't see Brad Maddox and Xavier Woods doing something. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but Brad Maddox looks kind of,
That's what I was thinking. That's the first thing that I thought.
He was a little too close to Xavier Woods' penis. Watch when I show you the video.
I just cannot for the life of me understand having a three-way with another man. I just can't. I'm sorry. That's not.
That's my answer to that.
I could never do it. I could never be naked with another man.
It's less work.
Hold on, you said less work?
It's less work.
Did you see what Brad Maddox was doing? He was kneeling. His back must have gave out as much as he was kneeling.
But imagine doing a threesome with 2 women. I mean, now you have to please 2 women versus the other guy taking turns helping you out. I think it makes more sense that way.
But also, isn't that like a little bit of a double standard that they wink at Xavier Woods, but they're about to fire Paige because she cummed on the title?
No.
No?
It's just.
I find that to be a double standard. I'm sorry.
If I was Xavier Woods, I would have denied it because you don't even see his face. It's not a black joke.
All you see is the
he's dark. So all you see is his afro. He blended in with the shadow. So I would have been like, hey, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
But yeah, it was. And also, there's another video of her doing herself with a dildo in her butt. And then she basically tells the camera, "I can't wait till you fuck me in my ass," and then cuts it off. That's another video.
I mean, I'm not at all surprised that Paige is a freak. Just to clarify that real quick. That none of this surprises me whatsoever. I'm a little surprised about Xavier Woods and Brad Maddox being in the same room together.
Yeah, but there's been rumors about Brad Maddox and her for the longest in videos. Wasn't there?
I'm not surprised about Brad Maddox and her. I'm surprised that Xavier Woods would be banging Paige or whatever he was doing with Paige with Brad Maddox. That's what I'm surprised about.
Isn't it called like a jungle party or something?
Jungle fever?
I don't know.
I don't know. Just something. I used to work at a motel in Port Huron for a while. It's like a live-in manager. And that was quite common, having like 2 or 3 black guys and 1 gal like renting a motel room together.
But what I'm saying is that Paige... What I'm saying is that Xavier Woods doesn't get in trouble at all, and Paige might get in trouble somewhere down the road, or if The Rock didn't cop block the firing, she would have gotten in trouble. Is what I'm saying is that that's a double standard. You're not going to.
If it was just a sex tape, sure, but I think the title bout has a lot to do with it because If you look back at the fact
participating.
He didn't jack off on the title. That's the big difference. He just had sex with Paige because they want to bring back Hulk Hogan, for example, and Hogan got fired for using racial slurs, not the sex tape. So if they decide to fire Paige or Xavier Woods, they're throwing a double standard on Hogan as well. For the same reason.
No, it's not. It's not the same because she has. Come on, first of all, that picture of her getting cummed on with the belt. It's actually a snapshot of a video. So it's supposedly it's Brad Maddox coming on her face while the title is right next to her. That's not the same thing as Hogan and Xavier Woods.
Not only that, but the Hogan thing again was a private video, and also, by the way, so was the Paige. I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's
a private.
It was. It's just
private
a title
video.
Yeah,
everybody has sex, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking believe it or not.
But my thing,
no, that's true.
No, my thing about it is that people, when it comes to like Paige or other females, people will quickly say, "Oh, we can't, don't see that because it's Paige and it doesn't have her consent." Well, Hulk Hogan didn't give his consent for the fucking phone conversation. Yeah. So that's the double standard right there. Mel Gibson didn't give his consent when he was fucking telling his girlfriend to suck his dick and fucking jacuzzi.
That wasn't WWE, so that's a different thing. That's not double standard. That's different company.
It doesn't matter. It's not have a double fucking standard when it comes to this shit.
No. Listen. I agree with her. Like, I don't feel like she did anything wrong. Agreed. It's just that, now that, but the thing is that she recorded it, she saved it. And and now it's out there, and
she still
it's embarrassing now. Of course, everybody has sex, but now that everybody gets to see it,
you got to understanding my point. What I'm saying is that when it comes to Paige or the girl from the movies or females from the movies, it's like quickly take that down because that's degrading to women. But we're totally fine with the other the Mel Gibsons or the Hulk Hogans or the Donald Sterlings, even though all of those were private phone calls. All of those were private phone calls.
They were tried to be taken down pretty fast, and Sterling lost the Clippers. Hogan lost everything.
Yeah, he lost his job over a private phone call.
Hogan gained billions of dollars, though.
Eventually.
He's good.
And bankrupt that company eventually.
But their reputations will never, ever be the same. And again, it's all, but what I'm saying is that it's all privacy. These are all privacy issues, but when it comes to females,
you got to remember Seth Rollins also
more aggressive about it.
I'm confused what you're trying to say, to be honest, still, Joey.
Like Jennifer Lawrence, like when people were like, it's wrong that we look at her video or the hacked videos, but it's not wrong that we like spend hours listening to the Mel Gibson tapes.
Hold on, why is it wrong? Was it wrong when Pamela Anderson was getting boned in a boat with Tommy Lee? I mean, listen, everybody gets sex tapes leaked out.
The difference is that Pamela Anderson wanted that to be released. Okay, Jennifer Lawrence.
How many celebrities though that get their sex tape and naked pictures leaked? It just happens. You know what I mean? It's part of life.
But some of them don't want them to be released. Pamela Anderson made money off of those tapes.
No. I'm just talking about us not watching it. I mean, so I can watch another leaked celebrity, but I can't watch Paige.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly my point is that people have this thing where once it gets leaked, people are like, well, it's wrong now to watch the video or whatever, but it's not wrong that we listen to the Hogan tapes or the Mel Gibson tapes. Is what I'm saying is that when it comes to the female thing, people are very quick to say, well, that's privacy. That's, that we shouldn't be listening to that. But on the other side, we are totally okay with listening to all of those guys flush their reputations down the toilet because they're
in fairness, people were saying the same thing about Justin Verlander since he was also part of those leaked photos in the first batch. So I think it has more to do with sex, whether male or female, not necessarily the audio. Because sex is the worst thing in the world, but when you're racist, holy crap.
If there was a video of Mel Gibson having sex, we would totally be okay with watching it.
No, we wouldn't, because we weren't okay with Justin Verlander having sex.
I'm sure people were.
And then hold on. And then there was supposedly a rumor. I don't know if it was the same people that hacked Paige, but supposedly they got videos of Big E and Summer Rae that they went on Twitter and they denounced it or whatever. But this is another.
I've said this for all of those people, whether it's Mel or Paige. When you do a video, especially a sex video, fucking either delete that shit or lock that shit down. Like, why is it that people continuously do this over and over and then get surprised? You're gonna get sometimes, especially if you have a bad breakup, you're gonna get a scorned person that is probably saving all of this shit and is going to leak it at some point and basically gets you destroyed. Because Brad Maddox, I don't think works. He's completely gone, right, from the WWE?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, he's been gone from everything.
He has nothing to lose.
Which,
and I don't know.
I know you haven't seen the video yet, Joey. I posted up in the Roundtable Wrestling Radio page. I do want to hit up some of these comments real quick.
Please, if you have that video, I would like to see it.
Yeah, I'll show it
let me say this one more thing, just in case y'all don't know. I don't know if y'all noticed, but WWE had a meeting. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, and they basically asked the entire roster, "Is there anything that y'all have that y'all need to let us know?" Really? Is there anything out there? Yes. Is there any, sex things or whatever? And I don't know what was the outcome, but I heard they had a big meeting about that.
Wow.
Anyways, before I talk about the Brad Maddox video, it's up on our Roundtable Wrestling Radio page. Want to hit up some of the comments we got here. We have example. I like Eric's and the NXT guy's comment about the Rock cock block. It's a cock block by Rock or Rock cock block block.
It's the job. It's the job cock block.
And
the firing.
And as Brian Hunt was trying to make it say, if Paige got fired, it's because she's going to TNA or has been failing multiple drug tests, not because of the sex.
That's what I was going to say. Paige has been on the shit list for way before this. Way before this.
And as I was saying about the Brad Maddox video, this was 2 years ago after he was released by the WWE, and he did a weird series of videos how he's living in a cave and somebody find him and whatnot. And
is he trying to be like Matt Hardy, by the way?
No, this was 2014.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, and the last video was, why hasn't you found me? Are you jealous because I was the biggest top? Well, I'm depressed because I was in the WWE and now I lost everything. I was in love with a woman who's chosen to leave me. It kind of reminds me of Matt Hardy post-Lita era, actually. But I don't think he's trying to. Like, Matt Hardy wasn't trying to. They're just
Didn't somebody posted, like, a promo of his or something? And I'm like, is he trying to be Matt Hardy now? Or, like, what's going on?
Well, it's not now. It was 2014, but no one gave a damn.
Okay. Yeah,
I think that was just him, like, practicing promo skills.
I've never been into Brad.
It looked like a promo.
I've never been into Brad Maddox. I said it from day one that guy was a waste of time and space, and the firing took a lot longer than I thought, but it finally happened. That's all I gotta say. Because and by the way, like I said, we just said this, but Paige, the reason I'm fascinated with Paige is, and not because of this, because I just found out about this, but I'm fascinated by Paige in general because when she came to the WWE, as a matter of fact, they had that on the collections on the WWE Network the day after WrestleMania when she debuted. There was so much hype for her, in terms of the real wrestling fan. They were really behind her. I thought, wow, they're going to have a real female wrestler. She's going to do well. And little by little, little mistakes here and there, drug problems or falling in love with Alberto, whatever the case may be. I think like that she just wasted a lot of potential that she had. Now, some of it was WWE and some of it was her, but either way, Paige, and now this is not going to bode well for Paige, so let's hope that her parents saying that she, that we should watch her or whatever, they obviously know her better than we do. But
and I'll tell you one thing, Del Rio has not said nothing about it. He hasn't tweeted. Nothing. Like I wonder what's the status. Is he right now beating her, calling her a perro? Like, I'm not even trying to be funny, but he just seems like the guy that just probably locked the door and showed it to her and just started beating her. And I'm just hope that ain't the case.
Yeah, I'm telling you that Alberto is gonna run for the hills. I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
Well, and that's the thing, that there was rumor that somebody I saw somewhere, and it was a tweet, and if it was legit, it was gone. But it was in Spanish, and it said, "I want my ring back, you filthy bitch," in Spanish.
Yeah, they said that he had said something but deleted it. I have not found it. I went to Google and found nothing.
Alberto comes off to me as a guy that would do that. He's probably, knowing Alberto being the kind of like macho Latin guy, he's not going to take too kindly to this. Even if it was 2 years ago, still, he's going to take it like, that's a bad look for him. You know what I mean? Even though it's not right. But I'm telling you, I know guys like this, and he's going to be like, that looks bad on me. That's on my reputation as well. And either way, I said it from day one when this all started with Alberto and Paige. I said, this is not going to be good for Paige. Alberto's going to do something to get out of this. And maybe this is going to be the thing that gets him out or not. But either way, Alberto, at some point, he's going to drop it. I'm telling you. Paige and Alberto are not going to have a happy ending out of this entire situation. However,
they have a happy ending. Oh,
on the flip side, though, Alberto got himself a freak.
I just hope it didn't land on Brad Maddox because
Alberto. Yeah, if I was Alberto, I would have a problem too with having some guy like Brad Maddox have a video. And then also. Really and then if Alberto's secretly racist, it's also not going to be good also. Because a lot of Latin guys are secretly racist. So having a black guy and Brad Maddox banging you at the same time, he's not going to like that. But but on the flip side, he does have himself a freak, man. Paige has always looked like a freak, and now we know. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if Paige will be inducted into the Hall of Fame soon.
I like her even more. Truthfully, I don't know this came out.
I knew she was a freak, man. I knew it.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious. She's a rocker chick. I mean, come on. What rocker chicks ain't freaks?
Speaking of freaks, we're going to talk about Tyler Breeze doing cross-dressing or no?
What was this?
I thought it was
SmackDown.
Overkill. Yeah, I thought it was pretty overkill.
SmackDown that was into Cena and Nikki, and that whole damn thing was a real major overkill tonight.
Yeah, because the Miz already did it with Maurice.
It was horrible.
It was one thing with the Total Bella bullshit, which, by the way, thank God that Big Bang Theory was on at the same time. I could just fucking flip the TBS real quick.
Oh, that shit was funny, man. You wildin'.
What? No, it wasn't. It was retarded.
That was fucking
the first
horrible,
one. The first one was funny. The second one was kind of corny.
No, all of them.
It was not needed at all.
It wasn't funny.
Come on, bro. John Cena rule number 500, and come on, man. Like, she didn't pop for that. That shit was fucking hilarious.
What? You did? Like
that? It was funny. It was hilarious because he's taking a real life situation and making it into a joke. Like, he really did lay down rules for Nikki Bella what not to do in his house. Like,
I know, but you have to be funny when you make a joke.
But you know what? After seeing all these vignettes about him not asking her to marry him or whatever, it's obvious in WrestleMania that's what he's gonna do after the match.
Oh God!
I'm more than sure after the match is over, he's gonna
man.
Listen. They're talking too much about how he doesn't.
You just found out how to make it worse.
Bro, I'm calling it now. He's gonna ask her to marry him once the match is over. Once they win, you're gonna see.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's too many jokes. It's too many jokes of how he doesn't want to tie the knot and pop the question and give her a ring. Yeah, it's too many of those jokes.
Honestly, I think he's gonna dump her right after Mania. It's like, all right, we won. Bye.
Yeah. That would be awesome. That would be a twist. I'm begging. I'm going back to begging fat chicks.
No, I'm going back to Mickie James. She's back. Like,
that's true. I don't think Magnus would like that too much, but.
Man,
that
sucks. I wanted Magnus in WWE so bad, but he's going back to TNA.
Sucker.
That's not going to be good for the Mickie James situation.
It's not. It's not the first time something like that's happened, though. So
no, that's true.
I'm gonna let y'all know right now. But I mean, it's a quick little statement. You can move on. Summer Rae got an awesome body, man. I didn't realize that. But anyway, go ahead.
When was Summer Rae on?
Whew, man. Because supposedly she had new,
and I decided to look them up. That got released are not legit.
No, but I'm talking about her and like the bra and panties, and my God. She is
really.
Her face is really, really. It's not all that, but her body, man.
Some actually compared her to the next Stacy Keibler at one point.
No,
because she's just lanky. She's just a lanky.
She's not. Blonde. She is not
lanky with a little.
I can see that.
Really fit.
I can see her be the next Stacy Keibler, but she does not have Stacy's face at all.
Not at all. Not even close. Wait.
But her body is on point, though. You got to check them pictures out.
I will. But
now let me say this. The one thing I did love about SmackDown tonight, though, was that tag title match between American Alpha and the Usos. That's what that match should have been like last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right, and the Usos won. Thank God, man. Because let me tell you something. America flopped, but like I said, the crowd was booing them, and they liked the Usos, and they were cheering for the Usos when they won the belts.
So wait a minute. So the Usos won the belts?
Yep.
Wow.
And that right there just tells you they're not going to be at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that definitely tells me that.
There goes the WrestleMania movement right there.
Let me tell you something. If that's the case, then genuinely, the American Alpha thing, since winning the belts till now, that is a major flop. Major flop, man. That is one of the worst title reigns for one of the best tag teams, because those guys are legitimately an incredible fucking tag team. I don't know what happened, but
yeah, the crowd was legitimately booing American Alpha every time they had offense.
Oh, I seriously, there's sometimes I wonder if the WWE knows what the hell they're doing with tag teams.
That's crazy, man. That's really crazy.
Because they have got some amazing talent in the tag team divisions, and they let it slide a lot.
The Vaughn Villains,
there's times they completely forget about them.
I know a lot of people don't like them, but that's still my.
I love the Usos.
The Usos.
I love the Usos. I love American Alpha.
I mean, SmackDown, you got, as you mentioned, the Usos, American Alpha, The Ascension, Breezango, Heath Slater, and Rhino. And over on Raw, you've got the New Day, the Club, Sheamus and Cesaro, and Enzo and Cass. And what the hell's going on here? Meanwhile, in NXT, you've got a tag team division that people actually care about with DIY, Authors of Pain, The Revival, and the Ely Brothers, I think they're called. The twin giant black guys, essentially. Like NXT's writing is making more sense right now. Just the characters and the roster isn't there like it was a year ago.
But it's funny because you mentioned all those tag teams, and they are great tag teams. However, let's say, for example, for fantasy purposes, that the Hardys come back to the WWE. There's no matchup that I'm dying to see the Hardys, face.
There's three of them I do. The New Day, the Club, and the Wyatts. Those are the teams I want to see the Hardys face.
Yeah, the Wyatts, definitely.
But when you say the Wyatts, what does that mean?
Bray, Eric, and Luke.
But they can't fight all three of them.
Yeah, they can. Just bring in Senior Benjamin. You got it.
Oh, God.
First of all, they're not going to hire Benjamin. That's one thing. He's not going to be part of that.
TNA never hired him in the first place either. But.
Yeah.
And I don't think Rebby Sky, whatever her name is, I don't think she's going to get hired either.
Because she's pregnant again, so there's that.
Again?
But,
God.
Yeah, they're expecting their second
that
kid.
Explains that.
You didn't? Yeah, that was it.
That Latina whole attitude is the pregnancy hormone. Woohoo! No wonder.
Is she Latina?
Yeah, she's Spanish, bro.
I didn't know.
Her dad is Senior Benjamin.
Why
damn
you got
right.
that fake
I don't ever look at stuff like that, to be honest. Like, I'm oblivious to.
Now, are we after watching SmackDown? I don't know who's seen SmackDown yet, but
that's all right.
I think definitely Eric Rowan is coming back. I think that was a big sign. I'm still calling Sister Abigail making her debut soon, and I still think that Luke Harper will be back in the Wyatts.
Yeah, but can I ask you something? You keep mentioning Sister Abigail. Isn't she dead?
He's saying that she still breathes.
Right. But what he says most of the time is that she lives within him and stuff like that. He doesn't really say in other words, her spirit is with him and she lives within him and all that kind of stuff. Like it makes it sound like she's dead.
He's constantly talking about it though. He's constantly mentioning her.
I know, but I'm saying, and I get that, but when he does mention her, he's mentioning her like she's dead.
Yeah, basically, but
I don't know.
You know how the Wyatts, and nothing makes sense in wrestling no more. Like she's probably gonna come back from the dead and be a person again. I mean, wrestling. Especially all this deletion and shit, and they're trying to copy what they're doing.
I agree with you 100% on what they did tonight was a big sign that Eric Rowan is coming back. That's definitely a sign. They all look like Eric Rowan. I mean,
you can't Luke Harper will join them again.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But I guess in their eyes, Luke Harper as a singles competitor is not working, which didn't even give him a chance. But
let's talk about
Luke Harper's currently working house shows. They're just waiting till after Mania to do more stuff with him. But he's changed his look so he's going to continue as a singles. They're just going to wait till after Mania.
Yeah, and you'll know they announced on SmackDown Luke is going to be on SmackDown next week.
Yeah, he's going to fight Bray, I think. Let's talk about a couple. I want to talk about a couple of things before I forget. One, before I forget, even though we briefly mentioned it at the beginning of the show, Shane McMahon. This is one thing I don't like. I was digging what happened last week, even though I don't think the camera should have been inside the car, because that part, that little teeny tiny part of it, was kind of corny. Why would you have a camera right there at that very moment? Try to bring some realism, because everything else was awesome. AJ really looked like he beat the shit out of Shane, and I'm standing by that. I thought it was awesome. But you have Shane McMahon come out, and you have AJ come out and say, I could do whatever I want. Again, bring some realism into the storyline if you're going to do it that way. And then you have Shane, doing the elbow. I don't think he should be doing the elbow on SmackDown or Raw, and save that for WrestleMania if you're going to do it.
Yeah, and exactly, it landed because it looked like it missed.
Yeah, exactly. It missed. It didn't look like it missed. It missed. He missed. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, when you do the elbow all the time, man, it takes the luster out of the special moments. Because he only used to do that on pay-per-views, and it was pretty cool when he did it. I think doing it all the time, like, you didn't have to do that to AJ to make a point. You could just beat the shit out of AJ or whatever. Use a chair, go old school. But that's the only thing I wanted to say about that. Also, as far as the people inducting the people in the Hall of Fame, Eric Bischoff is going to induct Diamond Dallas Page, which I think is actually pretty cool. And I like that, actually, very much. Great. Yeah, but the interesting one is
Cornette.
Cornette,
that's going to be crazy.
World Express is Jim Cornette. Now, what's interesting about that is that Kevin Owens wrote, I wonder if Jim Cornette will induct me into the Hall of Fame one day. So that's going to be an awkward thing. By the way, I just got to say this because I every now and again, not all the time, but every now and again, I do listen to Jim Cornette, especially like, if it pops up on my screen that Cornette says something about Kevin Owens or Goldberg. I did listen to Cornette talk about the Survivor Series thing with Goldberg. He was really good about that. But every time I've listened to Cornette, it's been nothing but I hate WWE, WWE sucks, blah, 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 but yet he's going to be at the Hall of Fame. Does this make Cornette a hypocrite or not?
No.
Okay. Just wanted to know.
No, he's doing it as a favor to the Rock and Roll Express.
I know, but
and those are his friends, Like how messed up is it if he would have said no, I don't want to induct y'all because I don't like that company,
right? But it might have been messed up. It might have been messed up, but a lot of people would have been like, yeah, so he really does hate, the WWE.
I mean,
my thing is he gonna go off script on the mic? That's my main thing.
I hope not. No, yeah. I mean, you're looking at some of the other guys.
You're giving Cornette a live mic is a little sketchy, but I don't think he's going to disrespect guys like that.
Yeah, they structure that. They showed it in those 24s. They structure that very well. Very well. Vince McMahon is he produces the hell out of it. Let's put it that way.
And I imagine, like, looking back at some of the people that have inducted or were inducted, like Mr. Wonderful, he hated the WWE and still talked crap about WWE after the induction ceremony. Dooley the Butcher, a same story as well. I mean, it's just more about doing the ceremony, not necessarily about respecting WWE. It's the WWE respecting them, essentially.
Yeah. Who else is going to be inducting who? Do you know?
Going off the top of my head, I don't have the full list, obviously. APA is inducting Teddy Long.
Yep.
John Cena is going to be inducting Kurt Angle.
I don't get that.
I do.
We haven't heard who's inducting Beth yet.
I'm going to assume Mickey or Edge, one of those two.
Yeah,
it should be Edge, definitely.
I agree with Sean. I think it might be Mickey or Trish or Lita will be the head candidates. Or
probably
Edge.
Trish over Lita because Lita after leaving the WWE, she's not happy. But
hello.
They're here.
Yo, check the message.
Yeah, if you could write English, I would love.
I corrected myself. I put Nyrom.
The great Nyrom is at the door, everyone.
Add Nyrom into the.
Open the damn door for Nyrom.
So why do you get John Cena for Kurt Angle?
John Cena, he pretty much owes his career to Kurt Angle, essentially, and I would say. Maybe
Cena
top
first
5.
started the attitude aggression era.
Mm-hmm. And I'd say both ways, top 3, maybe top 5, maybe top 3 greatest rivals was John Cena and Kurt Angle. So
you telling me that a lot of people that's the only person
I don't agree with that.
Oh, hi Byron.
Hey, what up?
Show up, Byron.
Hey.
I'm telling. There's
a couple of Byrons.
Okay, I'll give you one off the top of my head, and I'm being in all seriousness. Brock Lesnar.
No.
I could have seen Brock Lesnar, but I don't think
Brock Lesnar than John Cena was in the beginning. I'm telling you.
The big reason I'm against. The big thing I'm against Brock Lesnar is just there is one other. I'll mention that after the sentence. The only thing I would be against Brock Lesnar is that we see what happens with him with a live mic. He doesn't give a fuck. Ricky Steamboat is and
he also don't got a promo skills.
It is on USA.
Yeah,
that's true. That's not
and
true.
the other one is Ricky Steamboat inducting Rick Rude. So the only one we don't know is Beth Phoenix.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I say Brock because they were very close in the beginning of their careers. They related to each other. They were very similar. So they hung out a lot. Believe it or not, I could easily see Brock Lesnar doing it over John Cena. And don't. People always say Brock can't cut a promo. I disagree with that. Brock can cut a promo. He has cut a promo.
Wait, who's the guy that used to walk with Cena in the beginning? It's a rapper. They were both rapping all the time.
Bo Buchanan.
Bo Buchanan?
Yeah, Bo Buchanan. Yeah,
Blink Buchanan. There you go.
Yeah, that's the guy who John Cena owes his career to.
He does not.
Welcome to the show, Byron.
He was there for a year.
But anyway,
actually, I think Vanilla Ice. He owes Vanilla Ice everything. That's
true. Well, actually,
he owes John Ritter. John Ritter, when he was on the rooftop, he said that about John Ritter.
Yeah, he did. Actually, he owes Vanilla Ice and he owes Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg. That's
and
the guy.
Marky Mark.
Mark Wahlberg.
And Matt Damon for looking like him a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So he owes a couple of people, man. But I say Brock Lesnar, but it'll be John Cena. And
I think it
should be Brock.
I think it's between Brock and Kurt Angle because I don't think he's. Those two guys are the ones that stand for most.
You know, we should induct him. Jeff.
Originally, he wanted. I'm sorry.
The guy who should induct him.
Originally, he wanted Stone Cold too.
I think exactly. That is who we wanted. By the way, the one that should induct him is Dixie Carter because. That would be fucking awesome.
I was gonna say
Karen Jarrett.
Oh, so let me ask you guys something. Now that you mentioned Dixie Carter, the Hall of Fame that they have for TNA, does that even exist now? Because TNA is no existing no more.
Yeah, there's no more TNA.
So how many people went into the Hall of Fame for TNA?
7, I believe.
Really, that much?
That much?
Just going by memory again. We got Sting, Kurt Angle, the Dudley Boys, that's 2, Jeff Jarrett, Earl Hebner, and Gail Kim. And Gail Kim was inductee last year, so 7. I got them all. Yay.
Wow. So they could throw their Hall of Fame certificates out the window.
Pretty much.
And pawn the rings if you broke, because
they didn't get rings.
What they got armband? What the fuck they got?
I'm serious. They got a certificate. I'm not even joking about that.
Are you fucking serious? Wow.
They got a little plaque certificate.
Like a best attendance type of reward?
Yeah. Something like. I don't know if you guys saw the post that I put on the group page, but Vince McMahon crashed his Bentley and it was caught on film. And Vince McMahon's face in the photo is just priceless. Even in a real life accident situation, he still has to be like Vince McMahon from TV. It's just so stupid. But yeah, his Bentley got fucked up, man.
I know. But he's a millionaire. That's why he comes out like, whatever. I'll pay the insurance and get another car. Billionaire, sorry.
I guess he wasn't on SmackDown because this was in Connecticut.
I mean,
they were at the Mohegan Sun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
They were at Mohegan Sun tonight, so it wasn't that far away.
It's in Connecticut, yeah.
That's right.
The only reason why I know that's my mom used to go to that damn casino all the time.
Do we know why, by the way, that the Hall of Fame is on a Friday instead of a Saturday?
NXT.
Because NXT is on Saturday.
I don't understand though.
That's a lot of wrestling from Thursday all the way to Sunday. Whew.
Shouldn't NXT be on Friday and Hall of Fame be on Saturday? I like the Hall of Fame before WrestleMania.
I'm definitely agreeing with you, though. There's a lot of wrestling innocent because
you're
not only just talking about what WWE is presenting, you're also talking about Access, which they do wrestling events throughout.
And Impact.
Not just Impact, What Culture, and everyone else.
I don't think you say it Impact.
That whole area is just to be packed full of wrestling shows.
Yeah, even go ahead.
I
was going to say that WWE has made deals with a few different promotions to do a show together. Mm-hmm. I know Evolve was part of that deal.
Insane Championship Wrestling and Progress as well.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to see in a WWE show, I think it's Trent Seven defending his championship at ICW against Wolfgang. So on a WWE show, two wrestlers wrestling from a different program. I mean, that's...
Who? Wait. Who?
Did you watch...
Okay, you know what? Those two don't pay attention to the end of these. Shut the fuck up.
Well, not only that, did you watch...
I'm asking who, because maybe I'm interested.
Did you watch the UK tournament?
You're not interested.
Did you watch the UK tournament at all?
No, I didn't.
There you go.
Because I think you want to know why? Hold on, I'm gonna tell you why I didn't watch it, because they lied to us saying they were gonna get a program weekly. And come to find out, they didn't even get a program. So what was the point of me watching that tournament for?
They haven't gotten a program yet.
No, they will.
There are some guys that from the UK tournament though that have been on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
What happened with the cruiserweights, man, it just traumatized me to watch a bunch of wrestlers I don't know no more.
I think
on the WWE network. They don't do nothing with them.
Hey, you know what though? Watch 205 from this week. All I would say is
205 ever since.
205 this week.
Do you watch 205 every week?
I try to.
Wow, that's a lot of wrestling.
I watch 205.
Usually with me, if I forget to watch it on Tuesday nights, what I do is when I watch NXT on Wednesdays, 205 is directly after NXT. So I watch NXT and I watch 205.
Honestly, I watch 205 more than Raw and SmackDown now. I mean,
wow.
I mean, I want them to succeed. I love cruiserweight fights, but
yeah, ever since Neville turned heel, they definitely started elevating their game, and then Aries pushed it even more so the last 2 or 3 weeks. So
for sure.
I'm impressed with 205 Live, especially last week's episode. I haven't seen this week's because we're doing the show right now.
Also, I want to make mention before I forget, in case anybody doesn't know, Lucha Underground is on Netflix officially.
Yes.
Who the hell doesn't know at this point?
No, I'm just saying you might be surprised. Lucha Underground.
No, seriously, this weekend I had guys going, "Wait, Lucha's on Netflix? What?
Really?
How the hell did I miss that?"
Wow.
Pretty cool, man.
And so is the website. So is the website I go to. So.
Yeah, but it's not. But let me tell you something. Watching it on Netflix in HD and 5.1 audio, it's awesome.
Hey, that shit's pretty clear. The website we go to.
Just first 2
seasons.
I guarantee you, it's not as clear as the Netflix one. It's fucking 1080p on Netflix.
Fuck! I paid $10 for the network. Fuck, no Netflix for me.
Yo, but not only that, but the new 2 Chappelle Show specials, awesome.
Yeah, that's true. I gotta get cool with my baby mama again.
And then the Marvel Universe, Iron
baby.
Fist is hit.
Yes, Iron Fist is out. The new Chappelle stand-up specials is out. Trevor Noah, he's the guy that hosts the Daily Show. He has a special out. A lot of cool stuff on Netflix right now. And, of course, coming soon, The Punisher, starring the guy that used to be on The Walking Dead, John Bernthal. So, really good stuff, man. Boots on the ground.
The WWE announced they were getting 4 new 24s soon.
4?
4 of them. Kurt Angle.
Right.
Finn Balor.
I don't care.
The one, what the hell was the other one? There was I want to say a WrestleMania one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And then there was one other.
I think the one on Goldberg.
Goldberg, yeah.
Yeah, Goldberg.
I hope
they all look good.
Yeah. I love those 24s. By the way, I'm glad I remember this. I forgot to mention this last week. They canceled my favorite show on the network, and that, of course, is the JBL show. Out of all the shows on the network, that's the only show that I was saying every week that is the best show. He even did a recent interview with Jimmy Hart, really awesome, and they canceled that show. And JBL was not happy about it because he actually mentioned
Wonder why? Because those were really, really good.
Really good, man. Really good. According to JBL, they canceled it for cartoons or whatever, and I don't understand it. Like, that's the only good, really consistent show that I've seen on that network.
The show that I liked, my favorite show on the network is Table for Three. Road Trip isn't bad. Road Trip's growing on me. I kind of like the idea of wrestlers just like being themselves and just shooting the shit together versus this kind of in-depth interview, which JBL was doing. I enjoyed the show that JBL was doing. It's not my favorite, I would say.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like, I sat and my daughter was home last week and she turned on the Road Trip with Ellsworth and Bryan in one car, and I think it was Jericho and Mark Henry in the other. And I didn't want to watch that particular one, but I found myself actually enjoying it.
Yeah, I haven't seen an episode at all of that.
It's hit or miss. There's definitely some that are great and some that are just absolutely awful.
By the way, did we ever mention that Bubba Ray?
Yeah, we did mention that Bully Ray's in Ring of Honor. Yeah, we did, because he joined Ring of Honor the same weekend the Hardys won the tag team titles.
I think I hit that shit way too hard.
Which, speaking of the Hardys, according to, I don't know who, but Andrew Micah posted it in our Roundtable Wrestling Radio group page. Once again, sending out love to Andrew Micah for being the best damn reporter for this program.
Yeah, his fake news.
His alternative facts about the Hardys not only getting an offer from WWE, but they will be joining WWE soon. I only care if they will be broken, because if they're not broken, then it's just like the Dudleys. So.
And once again,
so they confirmed that they're definitely going to WWE. Like
no, it's not true. No. Just to be clear, it's not confirmed that they're going to the WWE, but it's very, very likely that they will. Now that, by the way, even before Andrew posted that, or whoever is the source, that's, again, we pretty much talked about this a lot. It's clear that you can deduce it. I told you, if Matt Hardy gets a phone call from WWE, he's going to the WWE. He could be in Ring of Honor's ring, about to have a main event match, and if he gets a phone call, he will leave that main event match at Ring of Honor and leave the ring and then get on an airplane. I'm telling you. So in my opinion, the Hardys will be in the WWE. That's almost for sure. The question is, will the broken Hardys be in the WWE? That's the real question, because a lot of people are going to be a little bit more enthusiastic if that's the case. If Matt Hardy shows up there with his, even though that like Sean said earlier about the Road Trip show, for me the Matt Hardy thing is hit or miss. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. I think it's overkill. And I think WWE, at least I think they will be able to contain it and they'll give us small doses of it if they go there as a broken Hardys, and that's a good thing. I don't think they're gonna run amok like they were in TNA, where you would turn on TNA and it was 2 hours of Matt Hardy. That's too much to take for anyone. So hopefully, if they do go as the broken Matt Hardys, WWE will mold it a little bit better. Or, as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, will we care if the Hardys come back there as just the Hardys?
Nope.
Because if that's the case, I'm telling you right now, Jeff Hardy's going to be the star and Matt Hardy's going to be in the background. That's all I'm saying.
It's kind of like how the Dudleys came back. It was hot for that first second, and it was just like, oh, wow, they're still here.
Because they fucked it up. Because WWE just, I don't know what that was, man. They to me, we haven't talked a lot about that, but to me that was I didn't think they respected the Dudleys in their last run. I thought they showed little respect for what the Dudleys have done and meant to the company. I mean, when Bully Ray showed up at the Rumble, he had a massive pop. When the Dudleys did that surprise return on Raw, they had a massive pop. So the crowd was very, very into the Dudleys. You can't tell me that the WWE were like, well, the crowd's not that into them. The crowd was very into the Dudleys, but they did nothing with the Dudleys. So I hope that they'll do that with the Hardys.
I don't remember at all. Were the Dudleys and the club and the WWE at the same time?
Yeah.
But that was like the beginning of the club, though.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't the club attack them during the retirement?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
But I don't think I don't think they're gonna treat the Hardys like that because WWE for some reason really have a hard on for Jeff Hardy every single time he comes back. Yeah. So I really don't think they're gonna squash him. Maybe Matt, not Jeff.
That's what I'm saying. Like Jeff Hardy is gonna surpass Matt again, and Matt's gonna be in the background if they go back there as the regular Hardys. But
let me ask you a question. I mean, I'm not really good with the legal stuff, and let's just say TNA wins, and they can't use the broken universe and a broken name. Can he still kind of tweak it a little bit, keep the accent, but his mannerism change?
That's a good question.
Or don't call himself broken, or have another attire.
He would have to do. He would have to do what Booker T did.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
When he went to TNA, he was more African accent in TNA,
but he was still Booker T. I mean,
right. But Matt Hardy's not going to be able to do, if TNA wins, Matt Hardy's not going to be able to do the same accent that he was doing. So he would have to almost reinvent that in a way. And the other thing, by the way, is that WWE is not going to have Jeff Hardy running around as what he was doing in TNA. I forgot what Jeff Hardy was calling himself, and I'm not talking about Willow. I'm talking about the other character that he was doing.
Brother Nero? Nero.
Not Brother Nero. There was another. There was another.
Yeah,
name.
there is another one.
There was another name that he was using, and WWE is not going to be doing that with Jeff Hardy. I'm telling you that. Right.
Even TNA wasn't allowing that one. I mean, after the Total Nonstop Deletion event, he was never seen again because no one.
If anybody knows the name of, I forgot what the name was, and when ironically and funny enough, I saw that episode, and I even mentioned it on the show, and we talked about the name and how stupid it was, but now I can't remember it for the life of me.
It was something weed, but with 3
Oh
E's.
something weed, something like that,
skunk weed or something. I don't know.
But I can tell you right now, WWE is not going to be doing any stupid shit like that. And so if that's what Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy are intending, then they're going to have a big wake-up call. Mm-hmm. Because if they couldn't get that over with the new people that was running TNA, they damn sure are not going to get that over with the WWE. That's for sure. So let's hope that,
Itchweed.
Itchweed.
Oh,
okay.
God.
3 E's.
I hope that the Hardys show up at WrestleMania because at least that'd be something cool. Something interesting and surprising at WrestleMania.
Well, we know Mania doesn't do that anymore. It's all about the Raw after. Raw after we'll get Angle. Raw after we'll get the Hardys. So.
And I don't know if you remember last year.
I don't understand, but why give out precious moments like that on the Raw after? Why not in WrestleMania to make it more memorable? I never understood that.
Ultimate Warrior coming out at WrestleMania 8 would not have had the same impact on Raw the next night. I'm just saying. But I don't know if you remember this because they have that collection. I told you this earlier about the Raws after WrestleManias. And last year the crowd was not what it was the years prior. You could watch last year back, and I'm telling you, that crowd, I think, has now become hip to the idea that, that there's a thing now after WrestleMania. So now that the crowd is aware that they're aware, now the crowd doesn't want to do it. So you have a conundrum going on where I think the crowds are going to start pulling back because the WWE is now making a big deal out of it, and now it's becoming a thing.
Well, I got to look at what the hell their Raw After Mania was last year, because I don't remember anything major outside of the, what was it?
What I remember,
the women's championship when they were showing the belt and the crowd tried taking over because they wanted to see Bayley until they realized it was great. But outside that, there was no big debuts of Paige. There was no big debut of anyone.
Yeah, I remember talking on the show about the crowd that it wasn't what it was. And I think that, again, like I said, now that the crowd is aware that they're aware that they're making this a thing, now the crowds are going to, I think, pull back because it's a thing.
And I don't think the crowd's going to pull back, but they'll be angrier if you don't do anything.
But they pulled back last year.
WWE pulled back, not the crowd pulled back. The crowd was pissed because WWE pulled back.
I'm talking about the crowd pulled back in general. The crowd did pull back last year. It wasn't a great show, don't get me wrong, but the crowd pulled back in the sense that even before in prior Raws after WrestleManias, even if the show wasn't great, the crowd would hijack the shit out of it. They didn't care. Last year, the crowd didn't do that. That would have made Raw a little bit better if they would have done it. And I remember even saying that. But I'm telling you that if this continues where the WWE acknowledges the night after WrestleMania, people are now going to rebel against that, and it's not going to be what it used to be.
I see.
I think it was cool because the crowds would take over because WWE wasn't paying attention, but now they are paying attention to that. There's a whole collection on that last year. Actually they have every year from 94 on. The day after WrestleMania.
I'm looking
really cool from '96 when Psycho Sid beat up Shawn Michaels.
I'm looking at what the hell happened in the Raw of last year, so give me a second.
Which by the way, you want to know a funny little tidbit? They have the collection of the Raw after WrestleManias, and one of them is the day after WrestleMania 11, where Psycho Sid turns on Shawn Michaels, and guess what? They don't show Psycho Sid turning on Shawn Michaels. So if you want to check that out.
Let's see. The big thing they did last year was King Barrett getting kicked out of the League of Nations. Yeah. The debut of Apollo Crews.
Yep. By the way, that's what we have on the network.
The Miz winning the Intercontinental Championship from Zack Ryder. Yep. The Dudley Boys won a table smash, but they were in WWE for a while prior to that. And Styles won a number one contender match to the WWE title. There was no big debuts.
That was one of the best matches of the year, by the way.
Owens, Jericho, and Cesaro. Holy crap. But, I mean, WWE, when you're doing, like the year prior, we had Dolph Ziggler cashing in Money in the Bank. You had Ultimate Warrior cutting one of the most memorable promos of all time. You had the debut of Paige. You had the return of Brock Lesnar, for example.
No, but what I'm saying is that the last couple of years it's been 3 hours, and for 3 hours that crowd was.
But 2 years ago they were excited. Last year you didn't give them anything, and you expected them to be happy. I expected
them to hijack the show a little bit. That's all.
I mean, if Raw gives you nothing, then they won't do anything.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that the point of what the crowds were doing was, even if Raw gave you something or not, they were going to be heard. And last year they didn't really do that. If anything, last year is when they needed it the most because they weren't giving us anything.
Well, wasn't the crowd like piped down too? Because that was the night after Roman too.
That's true.
Yeah, so that might have been a big factor as well from last year's show.
And can you imagine this year after Roman beats The Undertaker?
Ah, boy.
Because that's what's going to happen.
They need to bring out Nakamura the next night.
By the way, a scary thought. If we're going by my analysis...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if we're going by my analysis of The Undertaker, I don't think he's going to make it after this year.
I don't think so either. It just looks too bad.
Yeah, did you see how he was standing on Raw?
I've said it 1,000 times. No, but what I was going to say is I've said it 1,000 times, but the scary part about what I'm saying about that is that his last match is going to be against Roman Reigns.
But did you notice?
Think about that and swallow that shit for a while.
Did you notice on Raw when he choked Braun Strowman, he had to look like he was in pain?
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing, but I then I started thinking maybe he had that face because he knew he was going to get speared.
Yeah,
he did look like
that's what that face was. He knew.
But he did look in pain, though. Did you see his posture? Like he just looked like an old man who just got up from his wheelchair and trying to walk to the stove. You know,
yes,
he looked pretty bad.
His belly is still there. Like he just does not look good, man.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He looks like, to me, and I've said this before, he looks like a guy that wrestles, like an old wrestler that wrestles on the independents. That's what he looks like.
Like Abdullah the Butcher, like Sean said, or somebody like that, you know?
There's rumors that they want this guy. Yeah. They want to make this guy Roman Reigns beat Taker and go to SmackDown and be the face of SmackDown since Cena's taking off, and then go all the way to WrestleMania to beat Brock Lesnar next year.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said that last week.
That's
horrible.
I don't mind Brock holding it for a year, but damn. Roman Reigns it's just sad that they already got the plan already.
It's not. But it's not Brock holding it for a year. It's that Roman's going to beat Brock. That's what people are upset about. But again, Undertaker's last match is going to be potentially against Roman Reigns. Does that not bother anybody?
No, because it won't be his last match.
It'll be his last.
I don't think it'll be his last match.
See how he looked? He looked in bad shape yesterday, man.
He looked in bad shape last year, but it's not going to be his last match.
Yeah, but he looked worse shape. His posture is not there. He complained about his hip in the Royal Rumble match, and he barely did nothing. I mean, you know.
Yeah, let's face it. We've been saying the last 3 years this is his last Mania, but this one.
I've never said that. I'm saying it this year. I'm thinking next year. Next year is going to be his last year. There's a reason they're back in New Orleans. There's a reason they're back at where he lost the streak. Last year was his last one. Went to New Orleans just for that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't think so.
They'll go back to New Orleans so they can lose it again.
You got to understand that physically, you're talking about a man that has been doing this for, 27 years straight? There's no way.
Define straight.
It's been 27 years already?
27 years, bro.
Wow, I'm getting old, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I listen. I would be there with you on the if it wasn't for what these guys just said about Raw, like, and not just Raw, but the Royal Rumble and other signs. I mean, this guy physically is just battered, you know. And yes, it's only one match a year or whatever, but Undertaker, you know, I think he needs to go out. Let's say, especially, by the way, if he has a good match with Roman, let's just say, for argument's sake, that he does have a good match with Roman, that he pulls off an okay match, a passable match, and by the way, and more importantly, a better match than he had with Shane McMahon, which is an important thing. I think even more is going to be for sure that's going to be his last match.
Just to correct you, he hasn't been wrestling for 27. It's been 33.
No, I'm saying he's talking about WrestleMania. He's talking about like WrestleMania.
I'm talking about Undertaker.
That's what I was meant. He's been wrestling for 33 years.
Not as the Undertaker.
No, not as the Undertaker.
He's been wrestling for 33 fucking years.
I'm talking about Undertaker as a character.
I'm talking about his body has been going for 33. His character is 27.
I'm saying the character of Undertaker, who started out not selling anything and was getting hit with chairs and all kinds of stuff.
But he was more stiffer than Zeus.
Yeah, exactly. Doing that for a long period of time. Let's remember he wasn't. He didn't get out of that for a long period of time. I think maybe until the American Badass, he got kind of out of it a little bit. But you know, just physically, I mean, the fact that the man can barely stand straight tells me a lot, man. It just tells me a lot.
You know who else couldn't stand straight? You know who else couldn't stand straight? Hulk Hogan. Yeah. You know how many matches he still had in WWE?
Yeah, but Hogan's not the same kind of person as Undertaker in terms of the ring.
He's the same person.
No, he's not. Yeah, but Hogan does way less than Undertaker.
Exactly. People don't expect more from Hogan as they do the Undertaker.
Hogan, what is it? Hogan's a punch, a chop, a boot, a leg drop. Undertaker tries to do a lot of moves that he knows he should not be doing.
And not only that, but Undertaker at WrestleMania, people do have a high expectation there.
But there's just a thing with professional wrestlers in general of not wanting to give it up. If Undertaker is still wanting to go one more match, he's going to go one more match.
Oh, no, of course, yeah. I'm not denying that part. But what I'm saying is that I think Undertaker, if this was his last WrestleMania, I think he'd be all right. I think he's cool with not being in the business.
You know what I mean? This will be Taker's last match.
He's not.
The only way Taker's gonna come out and fight again after this match is if it's Sting. That's the only way he'll do it.
Yeah, who's he gonna? By the way, who's he gonna fight?
John Cena.
Yeah, there's nobody else.
I mean, he still hasn't fought John Cena.
You could have done it this year.
Exactly. There was no reason.
And I'm going to tell you this right now.
Why that didn't happen this year.
Because they wanted New Orleans instead. That's why.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this right now. I don't know if I'm jumping the gun or I'm just saying talking.
I'll get in a car crash from now until then. Do it now. Why wait a year? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If Undertaker does not walk down that aisle in WrestleMania, he's seriously injured. All right. If he somehow the lights go off and he just ends up in the ring, or he has one of those mobile things coming down, he's not gonna walk that whole ramp. And if he doesn't, then that right there is gonna be a sign.
That's not a sign because he's done that like 20 times already.
Hip.
No, he's gonna walk that aisle.
Even if he doesn't walk it, he's like riding the back of a hearse or on some sort of thing that has a float down there. He's done that numerous times. So that's no sign.
He was young when he was young.
Yeah. So it's not going to mean anything if he doesn't.
Imagine how long that entrance is really going to be with a bad hip. Well, it was already 5 minutes with a good hip. Imagine that.
It's that long. We saw it at WrestleMania 24. It's not that long. The Royal Rumble was longer. Way longer.
I wish he was in good shape because honestly, he got this look now. He looks more scary now. He's like an old man who really wants to like reclaim his youth.
I totally agree.
But he's not in good shape though. If he was in good shape, he would be a lot more scarier.
If he was in good shape, I think him and Roman would have the best match of the night. Easily. Because I think people, again, they mistake hating Roman for having good matches. He has good matches. And Roman could bring it, and if Undertaker was in good shape, he would bring it. But I think Roman's going to be very limited in this match, man. He's going to be very limited. I don't even know how they're going to pull this off. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if Undertaker even has a passable match, I think he's going to call it a wrap. Go out on a high note. Don't risk it. Because, again, a lot of things can happen from... It's not just Undertaker's body, but a lot of things can happen from now into a year. He could get into a car crash. Something really tragic could happen. We don't know. But I agree with Byron. Sting would be the ideal and ultimate. Like, to me, what would save WrestleMania, I would be totally fine with WrestleMania as a whole, the way it is right now. If the lights go out, even though it would have to be dark because it's going to be outside, but if the lights go out or whatever, and Sting, points the bat at him, and then points at WrestleMania sign for next year, and that's it. I'd be totally cool with that. I don't care what else would happen. Roman could beat him because Roman's going to beat him.
But it would shock me.
We'll do our predictions next week about that.
Yeah, but Roman's going to beat him. There's no question about it. Well, I would hope. No, you think Undertaker's going to beat Roman? Really, the way that they're?
Yeah.
Well, let's just say this. Wow. Let's just say that if they want Taker to be stronger for next year, to go up against whoever the hell they're planning to. I mean, I know it's a whole retirement thing.
I've seen this 1,000 times. They have Roman as a god, and he's going to be...
No, I know. I mean, look, he just beat Braun Strowman. I mean, that's somebody you don't just beat. There must have been a reason for him to get over Braun Strowman.
But
because
like
they wanted to be that guy.
But like in the same style, I look back at the Hogan-Rock match, and these are two guys that have been in the ring for over 10 years, both of them at WrestleMania. Yeah. And the crowd switched. This evil heel of Hogan and this huge face of The Rock. And the crowd was like, we love Hogan, fuck you, Rock. And they did. And they said it already, too, that mid-match, they changed everything because of that crowd. Undertaker, considering how much of a veteran he is, if he knows that okay, if you beat me, this crowd's going to absolutely riot. We're changing this. I would not be surprised if Undertaker does
WWE's not going to care about that. I'm telling you.
No, I can WWE. Tell you that match alone is going to have. It's going to have a lot of people standing and booing and cheering. And this is going to be the main match that everybody's really just because of Roman Reigns' hatred that people have towards him. This is going to be the match that everybody's going to be.
If Undertaker loses to Roman, the rest of the night will be booed. Every match will be booed from then on.
They're not. They're not going to care. I'm telling you, Sean, that WWE or whoever is not going to care for the crowd. They're not going to care. They're not.
This is what they want, and this is how we're going to get it.
Undertaker probably also is saying that Roman's going to win. Because of Roman's the future. He's going to be the franchise. This is a company that's going to be on his shoulders. He's going to beat the Undertaker. There's no question in my mind about that. And you know what's funny about Hogan and Rock? The funniest thing about Hogan and Rock is that Hogan literally tried to murder, and I'm not even making a joke. He tried to murder The Rock on Raw so that they could get as much heel heat on Hogan as possible, and it still didn't work.
And then they shook hands at the end of the match.
Murder. He tried to murder him.
Everybody, hey, I respect you.
He tried to commit homicide. You can get arrested and put in jail for life for attempted murder.
Speaking of homicide.
Yes,
LAX is back in TNA.
No, I thought you were talking about real homicide.
No, I was talking about the Puerto Rican homicide.
I would totally rather take real homicide than that homicide. Okay.
Well, I don't know how much I can say because we don't got a lot left in the show. But TNA happened last week. EC3 and Alberto Del Rio.
It's not TNA.
Not TNA anymore.
It's still TNA.
That's right, Sean. You got to change that up.
It's not. It's like it's not HBO. I mean, it's not TV. It's HBO.
We still got quite a few guys.
Time Warner. It's something else now.
Yeah, it's Radix.
Impact Wrestling. We had Alberto Del Rio take on Ethan Carter III, which was a really good match. Yeah.
Wow.
And the winner was going to become the new No More Contender TNA Championship. LAX made their new form of LAX debuted with EFYBO, Conan, Homicide, and the female wrestler that I can't think of off the top of my head. And I agree with what Joey was saying last week compared to what they did before where they were signing these independent wrestlers that people heard of, like Jade or NXT talents that failed, like La Resistance or whatever the hell they were called. They're signing guys and gals that have no names, and then they're trying to build them up like a Rachel Ellering. I was
going to say, is anybody else getting a broken up, what the hell he's talking about, not understanding the word he's saying?
The funniest thing is that the people listening don't hear what we hear. They hear Sean. So go ahead, Sean.
That was my statement right there. So
no, they don't hear him. They hear him live the way we hear him. But
what I'm saying is like they don't hear the broken part. Like they hear him clear. Is the funny part.
No, that's the live people.
Let me ask. Oh no, not the live people.
No,
the live people hear me.
They hear it the way we hear it, except the recording sounds clear.
The streams, whatever.
Okay, Sean, was it a good episode?
Yes, it was.
That's what I in all seriousness and in all sincerity, like when I saw TNA 2 weeks, I didn't see this week, unfortunately. I'm going to see it actually tomorrow. But when I saw it, I said, again, like I said last week, I thought they laid the groundwork. And I think, like, I'm going to give it a shot because it is Impact. There's no more TNA. They do have Bruce Pritchard, and they have different elements to it
Dutch
now.
Mantel.
Dutch Mantel. They're slowly removing the silliness out of it. They're getting back into seriousness, and they have talent. They have real talent in that company, and they're getting more talent.
And every week, can somebody find out how much? I mean, the ratings on how they did. I'm just curious because I wanted to see how much.
I'm actually curious too.
I can tell you right now. I haven't looked at last week's ratings, but the brand new Jeff Jarrett version. Yeah. Are we outside now?
Yeah, I don't know. Did you hear, Byron, about the ratings for Raw though?
The brand new Jeff Jarrett version. The first
it was low. It was very, very low.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first debut of Del Rio that episode was the exact same as the week before.
Is that good or bad?
I would say that's bad, but that's just because it didn't change anything. It was the exact same.
So wait, it's the same. You're telling me it's the same ratings that they used to have on TNA? Same thing.
It's the same ratings they had before with Pop TV. Yes.
Yeah. And by the way, I've said that for years that the ratings for TNA are the ratings for TNA. They're never going to change.
It's the same people that are watching it. Pretty much.
Same people. And that's what it's going to be. They can get, and by the way, I'm not saying this is a bad thing in terms of their product, but they could get Magnus, they could get the other big guy that's supposed to come back, Alberto, Rey Mysterio, whoever, and it's still going to be the same. And by the way, the same goes for WWE. They could get Goldberg, they could get fucking Rock, Austin, whoever, and it's still going to be the same. If anything, WWE. The one thing you could say about TNA is that at least they stay the same. WWE drops.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing is that TNA doesn't drop drastically. WWE drops. And again, I've said it at the top of the show, for WWE to drop that low last night, 2 weeks before WrestleMania, that's a really bad sign. It was the lowest in years, I think, and they said. It was really, really bad. I forgot. I don't know.
What the hell's going on here?
I have no idea.
Who the hell is typing loud as fuck?
What? Watch your mouth.
My secretary.
But anyway,
get your secretary out of the office.
The WWE's rating was really, really bad last night, and it's so bad that it made news. Let's put it that way. So it's really bad. And to be that bad for 2 weeks out of WrestleMania, not good for WWE. So.
I wasn't on for your talk about SmackDown. I'm sure you guys spoke about it, but was SmackDown good? I seriously watch anything.
So it was okay, but it wasn't. Again,
was it better than Raw?
Yes,
because Raw sucked.
Yeah,
Raw was bad.
I don't know. I think they were both the same in terms of nothing stood out to me about it.
That's why you watch other products, man. Whether it's 205, NXT, or TNA. I given up on weekly WWE product. I'll watch super shows, but I given up on the weekly.
But you know why? Obviously for the show, but also it is WrestleMania season. I'm expecting good shows, and WWE is really top to bottom. This whole WrestleMania thing.
Well, hold on, not top to bottom, because like we said, 205 NXT is still good.
No, I'm saying I'm talking about the main shows for a WrestleMania season. But it's been very disappointing. Very.
Yeah, but even NXT, I hear that they're not even selling tickets anymore as much as they used to. I mean,
but their shows are still good.
Their shows are good. Yeah, it's just that they don't have the names. They don't have Finn Balor and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. They're building up talent again. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That's the problem they have.
It's going to be a hard thing. See, that only shows you that even if NXT is doing real well, as in performing matches and all that shit, and we're getting all this hype for it. If you don't have that star power, man, that these guys, I mean, remember they built a lot of the talent that SmackDown and Raw have.
Because but you know what also happened is that WWE started calling guys quicker in recent, the last 2 years. They started calling guys quicker than they were before. So they would make a star and they would call him up. Kevin Owens got called up pretty quickly. Sammy got called up. Finn Balor got called up. Soon Nakamura's gonna get called up.
And Nakamura is already on his way.
Yeah, Bobby.
Because he's not advertised in one of the shows.
Yeah, that's right.
He's not advertised on it. So
Sami Zayn's been there for a few years already. So
I know, but I'm just saying, when I'm talking about around that time period is when they started calling up guys really quickly.
Yeah, left and right, essentially.
Almost one after another, and they're continuing it because, like you said, Nakamura is not advertised for a certain show, so Nakamura is going to be the next guy. Bobby Roode will soon follow.
Maybe
it's Chris Hero if he works out.
Because there's Chris Hero, from what I understand, still isn't under a WWE contract. Same way Ciampa and Gargano were. They're open, work for NXT and independent promotions. And Bobby Roode, I guess he's still like being promoted for shows down the road in the summer for like house shows and such. Unlike Nakamura is being pulled off of posters.
Right.
So,
yeah.
At least for the year, Ono and Roode are going to be down there.
That's true.
Where do you think Nakamura is going to end up in? What show?
Yes.
Think so?
I hope SmackDown, because SmackDown needs that star power.
I hope SmackDown, yeah.
Well, AJ won't be on SmackDown for that long. I know he's going to go to Raw, but I would want to see Nakamura where AJ is, put it like that, because that's
I don't think that's a good idea though, because I think AJ is going to get lost. Not lost, but I think he will never be above Roman Reigns. Never.
Well, Roman Reigns going to SmackDown.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different.
What they're saying. So. Because John Cena won't be there.
Wherever Roman is, those people that are working on that particular show will always be under Roman. Always.
Yeah, I agree.
Just one more bit of news to hit up before the show ends. The Bullet Club has officially inducted a new member.
Yeah.
And he is Drew Galloway.
Really? I thought he was already in the Bullet Club.
No.
Is Cody Rhodes?
That's just to show you. That's just to show you how.
Cody's still in the Bullet Club.
Okay.
Bullet Club is it the same? But
what the hell?
I don't know what's going on over there.
It's just to show you that Bullet Club. They're picking out random people that are leading companies or whatever.
That's not true.
Which I think it's just corny. You think Galloway is really that threatening looking? Like.
Not threatening looking. Essentially, what Bullet Club has become is
Baylor threatening looking?
That's true on that one. But essentially, Bullet Club has become is as we said
back when he was Prince Devitt.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know about
Galloway. But Galloway, man, come on. What?
I think he looks more threatening than Baylor, to be honest.
I mean, if you look
Galloway,
yeah. Then Baylor?
I could only remember him being that Vince McMahon guy on SmackDown. That's the only thing I ever see him.
He's good, man. He's good. I think actually
Galloway's great.
Yeah,
he's good. The thing is, that's what I always see him at.
Yeah.
So him being in the Bullet Club, it's like.
I'm surprised you don't. I'm surprised you don't always see him as the 3-man band guy.
No, I no matter what, I always saw him as that guy.
Well, that's better than 3-man band.
You were a 3-man band.
So think about it. Okay, so think about it. He was in the 3-man band. He's now in the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's like you guys.
I mean, it wasn't like he went from 3-man band to the Bullet Club like that, though. He's been in the Indies for a few years.
Yeah.
On the indie circuit, yeah. No, but on the indie circuit, he rebuilds his name, though.
Yeah. In general, I think that he needs to stop putting all the guys that they're coming out of contracts or whatever into that group.
He's been out of the WWE for like 4 years. Stop that.
I'm talking about TNA. He was on TNA recently.
But what I want to know is who makes those decisions.
As from what I'm figuring out with this, it's as we kind of said at the beginning of the year regarding the Bullet Club, how they have patches across the world. There are certain members of the Bullet Club in Mexico, certain ones in New Japan, certain ones in Ring of Honor. There are no quote-unquote patches in the United Kingdom. So in a sense, if anything, Drew Galloway is going to be like the leader of the Bullet Club for UK promotions, while Cole is the one for Ring of Honor, while Kenny Omega is the overall leader and the Japan one. I mean, that's what I was seeing more than anything.
So that's what I was going to say. Kenny Omega is the overall leader.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, so we're going to leave it like that. Kenny Omega is the overall.
Isn't what he used to be. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much for listening. Next week, we will be doing our WrestleMania show, the WrestleMania predictions of one of the worst WrestleMania cards that we could remember in recent memory. At least that's how it looks on paper.
We've said that every year for the past few years. So.
No, but this one is different. I'm telling you, this one is.
I feel like
the last couple of years, there's been a couple of matches where I'm like, I want to see that match. I defended Sting and Triple H. I defended a lot of matches. Even Brock and Roman was a good match. But
I feel like this one's one of the better ones we've seen. It's just there's too many.
I know you guys spoke about the whole sex thing and Paige and Xavier Woods. I don't know if you guys are aware that that before, I know it sucks that I passed out, but before that whole thing came out, I don't know if you guys were aware because I actually subscribe to this guy's channel, so I see all his stuff. He had Stephanie McMahon on it not too long ago, like a couple of days right before this all broke out. He actually had her on his show, and it was just to celebrate. Yeah, up and down, whatever. So
it's
he
still
actually
there.
Xavier Woods?
Yeah, he had her on the show to celebrate his 1 million subscribers. So I find it funny that she was just on the show and she must feel real stupid being on the show, plugging him and congratulating him. Even Vince, because he's in this, he's mixed up in this whole fucking sex scandal now.
So
Triple H might call her off the hook like, yo, did you leave? Did you leave?
Guys, there was a new episode of Up, Up, Down, Down released today.
I know, but when
we have no more time. We have no more time. The Nitro music should be playing.
Jennifer Lawrence went on.
Yes, Jennifer. While I'm talking, all I'm saying is she must feel like, oh my god, I just gave this guy his huge. I was just on his show.
Nobody gives a fuck.
No, but we talked about it earlier. Xavier Woods, they're not really blaming him.
They're blaming no one. I mean,
not blaming anybody. I know. It's just I just find it funny that she was just on it. You get what I'm saying? She was just on it.
We don't.
Yeah, no, because they're not,
okay, guys. Okay, no problem.
But if they were blaming him, yes, but they're not really blaming him. If anything, they probably blame Brad Maddox.
Yeah.
Okay. Shut it.
Triple H probably thinks this is a sex tape about them, though. He might call her off the hook. Like, where you at? Better get the fuck out of there now.
And let's face it, Stephanie McMahon has been on Howard Stern talking about taking it up the ass. So I don't.
And supposedly she smashed Macho Man when she was 15, but that's enough, people.
You don't think it crossed her mind when she was on the show? Like as soon as it broke out, oh my god, we're just on that show.
No, yes, I definitely think it crossed her mind for sure.
And Vince McMahon gave him his huge thing. Congratulations, also.
She's been on radio talking about taking it up the ass. So I don't know. I don't know if she's the person.
Really, I gotta hear that because
I don't give a fuck. Listen, I don't care if she was on the show or not. I'm just saying I'm sure they thought about it because it's not easily just be like, oh shit, okay, who gives a fuck? Maybe nobody gives a fuck. Yeah, because I don't give a fuck and nobody does give a fuck. But I'm sure they gave a fuck at the moment.
No, they did. Well, I'm sure. I don't know about that, but they certainly crossed their mind.
Well, I know I've ran out of fucks to give.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you pictures, Sean. Right to you.
And Brad Maddox had an up close and personal look at everything.
Yeah, a way too close personal look. But anyway, thank you very much for listening. The man who sleeps on the floor cannot possibly fall out of bed.
Pictures, post them up now.
I know what Paige's mouth does.
But you got to listen to the Howard Stern thing, man. She talks about it plain as day about Triple H putting it in her ass.
It's not even his fucking. This probably his nose. A big
nose. He talks about it. I'm telling you.
She probably thinks he's slipping it in. That's really his nose. Bull precking that shit.